Hello, Manuel.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great. How are you too?
I'm good, I'm good.
How has it been raising your kids in Ghana, or are they back in your home country?
So I have two daughters, but they don't live in Ghana, they live in France.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been living, having a distant relationship with them over the last 2 years and a half.
Okay, great. But how has it been like since you are
So
in France?
yes, it's not easy because so children change very, very fast. And so by being abroad and seeing them 3 or 4 times per year, you have sometimes the impression that you are missing some key mile steps in their development. So on the one hand, it's nice to see them changing and becoming more aware about the world in which they live. But sometimes it's a little bit sad to have the feeling that you have missed important events or important changes. So, but overall, yeah, all good. Do you have children?
Yes, I have three girls, so we are a
Uh-huh.
bit
Ah,
similar.
okay.
You are raising two girls. I'm
Yes.
currently raising three girls.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So how does it feel to be a dad of daughters?
Okay. So growing up, I had this three fears
Mm-hmm.
growing up, and I would say I've experienced two so far. That is, first, being married was a fear for me,
Uh-huh.
like just imagining staying with somebody for the rest of your life. The second fear was having kids,
Mm-hmm.
which now I do have kids, and I've experienced it and I've seen how it is to raise kids. The third one being old, like in my old age.
Uh-huh.
I am kind of somebody who is, for quote unquote, an independent person. So imagining myself now have to rely on other people in my old age was a bit scary for me. So, but I would say so far, raising my girls has been fulfilling, and I enjoy being with them and all that. They are a blessing, I would say.
And what were you afraid of about having children?
So the bit of having them around, they now look at you as a father figure, as somebody that needs to direct their growth and all that, taking advice from you. And I've experienced that with my parents. So I although now I feel it shouldn't have been something I should be scared of, because I've now experienced and I see how to raise kids and what I need to do as a father when I need to be there for them and all that. So I overall that was just the fear, but I have somehow overcome it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not easy to become a parent because nobody learns about how to become a parent. This is something that you learn on the spot, and you have to adapt. I always have the impression that you almost have to negotiate every day and be able to adapt quickly almost every day to uh, to the changes they face, and also you want to be a good model for them, and nobody told you how to do that. So I think it's quite challenging, but it's at the same time a beautiful experience.
Yeah, great to know. So what one thing do you miss about your girls since you are here?
I think it's the routine, being in a routine mode, like where you see them every day, and you can ask and discuss about how was the day and how are you feeling today, or what are you thinking of? Are you worried about something? So this is the fact of not being with them is it's difficult to experience that routine, which is I think a very nice aspect of being a parent.
Yeah, great. Nice to learn that.
And what has becoming a parent changed in your perception of the world or how you interact with other people?
Okay, that's a good one and a tough one as such. But I would say becoming a parent has sort of made me more responsible, and I sort of, to some extent, try to project it on other people, such that I feel we should all learn to be more responsible and also be accountable. Although they are my girls, like they are my kids, but I feel accountable to them. There are certain periods that they come to me that I need to sort of be answerable to them based on the situations they are in. So I would say it has sort of made me more responsible and conscious of my environment and the people around me. How about you becoming a parent? How has it influenced your world and your worldview? If I would
Yes,
say.
so I think becoming a parent is really something that changes people because you one thing that has one impact of becoming a parent for me is I think my level of empathy towards children has increased. So I always had a lot of empathy with children. I'm a pediatrician, so I'm used to interact with children, particularly when I was a clinician with sick children, and I always had a lot of empathy with the patients I was seeing. But since I became a father, I think becoming a father adds to that capacity of empathy because I had I have been visiting hospitals ever since my daughters were born to assess health programs. And after my daughters were born, I realized that I had much more empathy when I was seeing children hospitalized, for example. Because you almost see your children in every patient you see in the hospital. And I think you can, because you know your children very well, you can understand more in depth how every one of these children hospitalized, what kind of experiences they are going through. And I think that has been a very positive change that I experienced after becoming a parent. What kind of model would you like to be for your daughters? What are the things that you would like them to learn from you?
Okay, so I would like them to learn being courageous from me, and also to some extent their mother, because the feminine touch would also add up to whatever growth pathways they take. And beyond being courageous, they should also show empathy. Wherever they are, they should be able to empathize with the people around them, their surroundings, and all that. And finally, they should be patient and take life one step at a time.
Yes.
Okay. So, Manuel, although I believe in allowing our kids to carve a career path for themselves, what is your take on parents guiding the process for their children in terms of career goals, career path they want to carve for themselves?
I think it's the role of parents there is to help them explore in depth why they want to do one career or another career. Because I think when you are very young, you may have ideas, you may want to do this thing or another career, but I think because engaging into a career has a lot of consequences, I think you need to understand really in depth what this specific career is. So I think having conversations and helping them explore that in depth to understand if they really like it. and maybe see if there are opportunities for them to be exposed a little bit to these ideas, to these plans, so they can have an exposure and think if they really want to do that, for example. So I think, yes.
Great to learn that from you.
And yes, so I think it's really, you have as a parent, you really have a big responsibility of being a model in transmitting some values, no, that you want to transmit them. In my case, I think probably one of the most important thing I want my daughters to learn is to become curious, to really try to understand how things work. Anything, you know, every reality is very complex, and understanding how different things happen, why are things like that today, is it possible to change them? So having this curious mind, I think, is probably one of the most important things I want them to learn, and always being critical about what they hear, about what they see, and trying to see whether there are alternatives, no? Because if you see the world, you can decide to accept it as it is or not. And I think it's an important question that children should be exposed to, is whether is it possible to change it, to improve it. And I think this element of curiosity is probably one of the most important things I would like to transmit them.
Okay, that's great to know. But let's look at this in a broader perspective. What one challenge do you see fathers within this modern era face in terms of raising their kids?
I think maybe the exposure to a lot of kind of information. I think children now have potentially access to much more information that we had when we were children. Unfortunately, a lot of this information is just not relevant, or is not even true. So I think helping them navigate that is really important and I think, again, helping them being critical about something they hear, something they read, for example, helping them being able to assess whether it makes sense or not. I think that will probably help them navigating this, access to a lot of information.
Yeah, great to know. And I think I agree with you. And to some extent, the world has evolved to a stage that we need to guide our children in what they are exposed to, especially in the cyberspace and all that. There are a whole lot of bullies out there that can pick on them, and it could affect them psychologically and all that. So we need to guard them and to ensure that although they need to have access, but in a guided format, such that they are not exposed to extreme ideas that could hamper their growth.
Yes, absolutely. So, very nice to talk to you.
Yeah.
I think this is a very broad topic, no? But it was really interesting to hear you. And good luck with the step by step that we learn every day about becoming parents.
Yeah.
Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you too. It's been great engaging with you on this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.